This is Valley News Live at 10.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Nishay Taylor. A first alert weather day continues tonight and another for Monday as more rain is in the forecast. Summer's here now with more on what we can expect. Summer?
Thank you so much, Nishay, and good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday night. I wanted to show you this Dakota Magic Casino sky cam near Hankinson, North Dakota. There have been a lot of flashes of lightning. Of course, not as frequent, just in time for on air. That's just the way live TV goes, but there's been definitely lots of lightning within these storms, even though we are currently not seeing any severe thunderstorm warnings. You can see all that lightning down in southeastern North Dakota and even a few thunder showers north of the Devil's Lake area. I'll step out of the way so you can see this in full screen version. All that lightning down to the south. Turning off the lightning now to look at the rain. Areas that you see, the yellows, the oranges, and even into the reds, that's where we're seeing some heavier rainfall tonight, and that's why we do have concerns with localized flash flooding and potential impacts on area river levels. Radar is indicating those areas in yellow seeing over an inch of rainfall already, so we'll be continuing to watch that. Tonight in Fargo, thunderstorms over the next couple of hours, scattered showers overnight and through the day tomorrow as well. So Nishay, coming up in a little bit, I'll have your hour-by-hour forecast, what to expect for Mother's Day, and then, of course, a look at that first alert weather day Monday as well.
All right. Thank you so much, Summer. Towns in Pembina County have been battling floodwaters for weeks. Some are confident behind their flood protection plans, while others are cautious, even though water levels are stabilizing in the county. Valley News Team's Aaron Walling has more.
The threat of river flooding still exists in Pembina County. There are some that are not overly concerned due to their towns having flood protection plans in place, especially in Drayton and Pembina.
We're very well protected. The permanent protection is what is going to help us out big time, and that's how we can keep doing business as usual here.
Good, confident. Hopefully we can get in the farming in the fields soon, and yeah, it's all good.
Not only does the protection plans keep the water from flooding into the streets, but it also keeps businesses and other services open, which is crucial for these small towns.
I can't even imagine what that would be, the nightmare that it would create. Small businesses are hard enough to keep going, let alone acts of God to knock you down.
In Drayton, Mayor Chip Olson says there's only one concern that has been mentioned amongst the community. Due to temporary levees that were put in place, he says most are concerned about how much is left to be cleaned up on Main Street.
If that's the worst part of it, if nobody's, lost property, had damage to their homes, they can complain about the dirt all they want.
In Pembina, they are watching the dikes and have a flood wall up to help keep the floodwaters out. According to Fire Chief Blaine Eisenbeis, one of their biggest problems is dealing with gophers that dig tunnels through the dikes.
They will dig and they tunnel a long ways, and especially in the wintertime, they'll dig very deep tunnels down into the ground. And so that's just a concern of ours, is not to have a hole all the way through the dike.
In Pembina County, Aaron Walling, Valley News Live.
As Summer mentioned, more chances of rain are on the way, and those living in Pembina County are hoping the extra rain won't cause river levels to rise substantially. New tonight at 10. 2 people were hurt after a distracted driver caused a crash on Highway 13 in Sargent County, about 15 miles west of Gwinnett. A car was escorting a tractor on the highway when it was rear-ended by an SUV. Authorities say the 69-year-old driver of the SUV was using her cell phone at the time of the crash. The driver of the SUV was cited for distracted driving. And firefighters were on scene attempting to put out a large grass fire in Otter Tail County this afternoon. The fire happened near 385th Street and 510th Avenue, which is right outside New York Mills. Several fire departments, including Deer Creek and Perham, were called to assist in battling the blaze. Stay with Valley News Live as we continue to follow this story. The Grand Forks Police Department needs your help finding the individuals you see on your screen. If you have any information regarding their whereabouts, you are asked to contact GFPD at 701-787-8000. You can remain anonymous. Abortion rights activists have been rallying across the nation to protest against the recently leaked Supreme Court draft decision. And this time, one took place in the Windy City. Hundreds of people gathered in downtown Chicago today. Activists were defending abortion rights and were also calling for safe and legal abortion access. There have been protests attended by thousands in places such as Massachusetts, Connecticut, New York, Florida, Texas, and Washington, D.C. Activists are continuing to plan more rallies, including right here in our area. Local activists will be protesting for women's reproductive rights. Tomorrow, activists are planning to protest outside Fargo City Hall, located at 225 4th Street North. The protest is expected to begin at noon. While conservatives on the Supreme Court seem likely to overturn Roe v. Wade, a majority of Americans would oppose that ruling. A new poll shows that 66% of Americans believe Roe v. Wade should not be completely struck down by the High Court. 59% say they would support legislation in Congress to establish a nationwide right to abortion. Half say that if Roe fails, they want their state to become a safe haven for women seeking abortion. The polling shows Americans are also concerned about the court restricting other liberties such as same-sex marriages. Later on Valley News Live at 10, inflation and rising interest rates could make it more difficult to build a home.
And be sure to download that Valley News Live weather app for hour-by-hour updates and a look at the forecast for wherever you are and wherever you're going. Details on more rain and thunderstorms for Sunday and Monday is coming up next.